Good afternoon. My name is Anthony Davison, and this is my presentation on Mixed Methods Research, FED 503 Educational Research, Spring 2015. Mixed Methods Research defined. When looking to define mixed methods research, I found several different definitions, but this one seemed to fit because it talked about mixed methods being a procedure for collecting, analyzing, and mixing both types of research that we've studied here in this class, quantitative and qualitative research. And the methods are combined into a single study to understand a research problem, which to me was interesting in that both of those types of research differ in their own ways. So I was interested to know how it is that a researcher could take both types of research and combine them to make one study. And it talked about utilizing this design effectively. One must understand both those types of research. Again, it utilizes both quantitative and qualitative data collection methodologies, and some examples included the interviews and questionnaires, the performance tests and observations, questionnaires and follow-up focus groups, and document analysis. And if you are familiar with both qualitative and quantitative research, you'll notice that this is a mix of both those types of research. Those types of research use the difference in these methodologies, examples listed. Quantitative research. When we talk about it, it's the research and where the researcher decides what to study, and the questions are narrow and they're very specific to what the researcher wants to identify. And the data collected is measured quantifiably, and it uses a large number of participants. And statistics is used to analyze the numbers and conduct inquiry. And the questions have to be measurable because there's a number assigned to this. It involves collecting numerical data and can be subjected to statistical analysis. And if you'll notice there are some examples of how the data is collected. Qualitative is the researcher where the researcher relies on the views of the participants. The participants are the main objective, and the questions are broad and general questions so that everybody can have their say. And the data is collected largely based on what the participants have to say, more so than anything else. It involves listening to the participants. Again, their voice and their data, what they have to say, makes up this particular study. And it's more exploratory in nature, and those are some examples listed that relate to qualitative. Mixed methods research differs from those two, qualitative and quantitative, because it mixes both of them together. So none of the components are all the same for mixed, because it takes both and combines them. It does not use the full methods of either of the aforementioned types. And it involves both conducting the study and interviewing the participants, whereas one study generally just takes the data and combines it, whereas the other one actually interviews people. Mixed methods research. When do we use it? When both quantitative and qualitative data together provide a better understanding. There are times when a quantitative study does just what it needs to do and you don't need anything else, but there are times when you need some additional information that may be qualitative. You may need some numbers, or you may need to know the well-being of those participants. And when one type of research is not enough to address it, that's when you use the mixed methods. You combine them together to get your study off the ground. Basically, you take one study and build off of another. Mixed methods research strengths. It helps each type of researcher to understand the methods so that you don't have those that are quantitative researchers going back and forth with qualitative. And it provides a more holistic view of the study. Some of the weaknesses is the amount of time that it takes. It takes a lot of time because quantitative and qualitative both have their own methodology. So you have to decide what's best to use when you're mixing these two. There are times when the evidence is unequal, so you have to take a look at that. And then there are times also you have data discrepancies. Again, as I conclude, it involves a collection of both quantitative and qualitative data for study results, and it combines the strengths of both types of research to satisfy the question.